And seeking's fun. I mean, it's not to belittle people who are seeking or say don't, because the seeking, the seeker, the books and everything, it's no different from anything else. It's all part of this one thing. You can't make a distinction and say it's bad to seek or people are mistaken. I do sometimes, but you can't really say that.
So it's like, you know, consciousness playing with itself. Consciousness developed, and I don't know how that happened, how the beginning was, developed this personality, and it's just play, it's just a constant play between personality and consciousness. The personality forgotten that it is consciousness too.
I suppose so. I mean, I don't even know if I could agree with that, because, yeah, the personality is the same as the thing that it thinks it isn't. Yeah. And I think play is interesting, because you can use play in two words. You can use it in the sort of Shakespearean sense, where all the world's a play, all a stage. And I suppose you could say, like, some of the actors have got very immersed in their roles, and they're taking the method acting and really believe their roles, and other people don't. But you can also look at it as a play of just a delight, of a play with no meaning, as children play with no meaning. It doesn't mean it's cruel, it's just delightful.
Yeah. Yes. You know, I somehow get this picture of when you say it's not really visible if somebody is enlightened. So let's say we are all enlightened, which we are on one level, yeah, and yet it doesn't have any effect on the personality. You know, the personality is still a walking nightmare. Is there any hope for the planet?
Well, first of all, I'm not always convinced that some of these stinkers, we'll call them stinkers because unnecessary, that liberation is there. I'm not necessarily convinced. It may or may not be. But I would say that some behaviours probably do fall away because there's nothing to hang on to them. But I think we're going back to what we think is perfect and what we think is imperfect, and it's not really relevant in terms of this all that is.
Right.
This thing that is so tiny that it's tinier than the tiniest subatomic particle, and absolutely huge and permeates everything. Who cares if a teacher sleeps with his pupils? I don't like it personally. I think it's tacky, but the vastness doesn't really care, because it is the vastness. It's the vastness sleeping with itself and exploiting itself and being held up to ridicule by itself.
Yes, that is right. I can appreciate that. But on the other hand, we live in this world, and isn't it about living in this world but being not of this world? And this world has certain rules, certain moral rules. And if we don't, you know, respect these rules, it would be even a worse chaos than it already is.
Well, I've probably said this already. Personally, I would certainly have morals and values, and I will stick to them.
Yes.
So, I mean, don't think that I'm condoning what anyone else does.
Yes.
But you're talking from the point of view of time and space. And in liberation, it's a different perspective. It is a perspective shift. So I can't really answer your question.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't argue with it, because from your point of view, you're absolutely right. But liberation is a different perspective. At least that's the best way I can say it. And I will certainly cross over the road and save the chicken, or, you know, help people out and try and defuse an angry situation and make people feel better. Certainly, absolutely. But that's not what it's about.
You know, I don't know if you know Adyashanti.
I know the name.
You know the name. I'm much in favor of Adyashanti and what he says, and I'm listening to his tapes and read his books. And he was talking about on the last CD I heard, you know, there are coming people to him who tell him they are enlightened or they are liberated, and there's nobody there. They say, there isn't anybody there anymore. And he says, yes, okay, that's wonderful for you, but why do you still behave like a jerk sometimes? Yeah, so that contradicts actually what you say, Catherine.
It does. I know, and I've got no answer to it.
Right.
Really.
I have one important question. Can you tell me if there's anything I can do?
Anything you can do?
Yes.
To do what?
To join you in Nirvana.
No.
Can you send me an invitation?
I wish there was. I wish there was. Mm-hmm. Well, no, I don't. There isn't. But this is how it is. This is all there is. Mm-hmm. It's right in front of your eyes. Mm-hmm. And that's very irritating when someone says that.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. So I think we have to finish.
That's it.
Our chat. Would you like to say something else?
I can't think of a single thing.
It's very ordinary. Here's a little booklet, and if you like to read Catherine's story, it's in this book with some other stories of awakened people. This book is written by Sally Bongers. Okay, Catherine. Well, thank you for this interview, and thank you for coming, and thank you for watching Conscious TV. Goodbye. I hope I see you soon.